Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
She opened the door and I walked into the bathroom and I saw Savannah laying on the floor there.
What was your immediate reaction?
What the I said, "Who is this?" She said, "This is Savannah." I said, "Where did she come from?" She said, "I went and got her."
Jurors have been dismissed for the day as they deliberate the fate of William Hain. He's accused of being a co-conspirator in the murder of Savannah Greywind in August of last year. Hain's former girlfriend, Brooke Cruz, is already serving a life sentence in Savannah's gruesome killing. The jury got the case after closing arguments this afternoon.
But the trial's morning session brought William Hain to the stand to provide his own version of August 19th, as well as fellow inmate of Brooke Cruz, who testified that Cruz's statements to the court were all lies.
Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley joins us live now in the studio with details. Bailey?
Mike, Andrea, the morning started off with fireworks as Jennifer Robinson took the stand. Robinson claims Brooke Cruz told her 5 months ago that she strangled and killed Savannah herself because she thought Hain and Savannah were having an affair, which the state said was just not true.
Justice for that girl needs to be done.
Justice has already been done.
No, it's not, because that guy is going to spend the rest of his life in jail for something he didn't choke that girl.
You weren't there. You don't know the evidence.
He told me that he didn't do it. He was shaking and crying when he opened the bathroom door and seen that girl laying there in blood.
You have no idea what the rest of this evidence was, do you?
Testimony. William Hain took the stand where he told his side of what happened that day Savannah was murdered. And his statements contradicted testimony from earlier in the week multiple times. Hain says he got home and found Savannah's body on the bathroom floor. He also says that there was already a rope around Savannah's neck. This despite Brooke Cruz stating that Hain was the one to put that rope around Savannah's neck, pulling it tight and saying if she wasn't dead before, she is now. Hain went on to testify that when the dresser that was hiding Savannah's body was loaded into his Jeep, both Cruz and the baby were in the car with him as he drove towards Harwood.
We unloaded. Right at the edge of the bridge, we unloaded. Took her to the side, and threw the dresser over the side of the bridge.
Brooke helped you lift it and throw it over?
Yes, she did.
Now, this statement also challenges Cruz's statements that she didn't help dispose of the body and didn't know where it was taken. Hain ended his testimony adamantly denying that there was never an agreement to do anything to Savannah Greywind. Mike, Andrea.
All right, thanks, Bailey. Jurors will resume tomorrow with their deliberations. Stick with valleynewslive.com for updates on his verdict.
After a wet start to the day, we were able to see a little sunshine. Let's find out from Hutch what our Thursday night weather planner looks like. Hutch?
Andrea, if you are out and about tonight, anywhere from the Red River Valley to points east into northwest Minnesota, we have some popcorn showers out there. Hit and miss, quick passing showers, some right around the Grand Forks and Fargo, Moorhead area here as we take a look a little bit closer. They're drifting from northwest to southeast at about 35 miles per hour. The bigger concern will be overnight frost, widespread chances of frost, and freezing conditions that could end the growing season out west in the Devil's Lake Basin and James River Valley. And through the overnight, a few of you in northwest Minnesota may see those showers mix with or change over to flakes. Very little in the way of accumulation. But keep in mind, as you head to bed tonight, you may want to disconnect and drain garden hoses. Make sure that you have that furnace checked because it is about time to turn it on. More cold and frosty weather in the forecast. Details here in a minute.
Okay, thanks, Hutch. And there's word of a possible abduction in Bemidji last night, which was shared all over social media in the last 24 hours. Police recently sent out a release saying that an abduction likely did not happen, but our Valley News Team's reporter says that authorities are not completely ruling it out yet. So we will have more on this story tonight on Valley News Live at 10.
3 people were arrested in a drug bust after a search warrant in a South Fargo home. Several officers were involved in the search along 5th Avenue and 17th Street South yesterday. Several people were inside at the time. Richard and Gretchen Christensen were both arrested for possession of meth, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of pot. Crystal Doran was also arrested on an outstanding warrant.
A judge has sentenced Alicia Kemper of Rochert, Minnesota to serve 10 years of supervised probation in a theft case. It's a whistleblower story that we first told you about. Valley News Live received a tip that Kemper stole up to $82,000 from Holmesville Township over the course of her 4 years as treasurer. She was convicted of theft. The Becker County Sheriff's Office had been investigating fraud, and Alicia Kemper was named as the suspect. The case was brought to the Sheriff's Office by the Holmesville Township's attorney back in February. If you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, and we will do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth.
In a surprising twist, a recently published study indicates boys are more likely to report being victims of dating violence committed by partners who hit, slap, or push them. The study shows 5% of teens reported physical abuse from their dating partners in 2013. That's down from 6% in 2003. But in the last year, 5.8% of boys reported dating violence compared to 4.2% of girls. Researchers say a study is needed to find out why boys are experiencing the increase in dating violence.
Roads in Moorhead may be a little congested Saturday due to Concordia College's homecoming festivities. Concordia is holding a homecoming parade on Saturday from 11 in the morning to noon on 8th Street South. So that means a portion of 8th Street will be closed to traffic from 10 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon Saturday so that crews can set up and then clean up. It's suggested that you take an alternate route.
Officials say there was an increase in Minnesota children who received vaccinations last flu season compared to the seasons before. However, the Minnesota Department of Health says too many children are still unvaccinated. 62% of children between the ages of 6 months and 17 years old received vaccinations last season, but more than 6,400 Minnesotans were hospitalized for flu last year. 74% of the 172 pediatric deaths nationwide in 2017-2018 were children with no vaccinations. Health officials say families should hold off on flu vaccinations until late October this flu season.
Rate increases have been approved for Montana Dakota Utilities and Otter Tail Power, but that doesn't mean customers' bills will go up. That's because the natural gas rate increase approved for MDU and the electric rate increase approved for Otter Tail are smaller than the interim rate increases that the PSC allowed to be put in place last year. That means customers will still pay a higher rate than they did before the rate increase requests were made, but they'll actually be getting refunds and seeing decreases in their bills over what they've been paying in recent months.
President Donald Trump will be in the state of Minnesota next week. It'll be his second visit to the state this year. The Trump campaign announced that Rochester will be the next stop on the national midterm campaign tour with a mega rally on Thursday. Trump's visit comes ahead of the critical elections in which Republicans are attempting to hold on to both chambers of Congress. The rally will be held at the Mayo Civic Center. Now, if you're interested in getting tickets, there is information on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, supporting those who were willing to do the same for you, what the Standing Rock Tribe has agreed to do.
Up next, how soon work will begin on a new biorefinery plant in the region.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live. You're watching Valley News Live on KVLY, your hometown NBC station.
Local, caring, farmstead living, built with my parents in mind.
An illegal immigrant released, a brutal crime committed, another victim, another sanctuary city. Yet again and again, Heidi Heitkamp voted to protect sanctuary cities and supported amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. Heitkamp sided with the same liberals in Washington whose first priority is to abolish ICE. Because when it comes to Heidi Heitkamp, we just don't know whose side she's on. America First Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
During SUV season at your local Northland Ford dealer, get special closeout savings on a 2018 Ford Explorer, the best-selling SUV of all time. And as the temperature drops, stay comfortable and connected. with heated seats, heated steering wheel, voice-activated Sync 3, and tech to start your engine from anywhere. The best time to save is now. During Ford's SUV season, get $6,000 in total savings or lease a 4x4 Explorer for just $299 a month. Only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
Army National Guard soldiers serve to give back to their country and their community. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for benefits such as health and life insurance, education benefits, and retirement and VA home loan benefits. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Your home is your family's foundation. It's their support and security. But forces want to challenge that, weaken it, and break it. Protect your foundation and shield what you cherish most. Innovative Basement Systems, making sure you never lose that feeling of coming home.
Local, caring, farmstead living. Built with my parents in mind.
Tonight's news brought to you by Dakota Growers Pasta Company. Come make pasta with us.
Welcome back. Groundbreaking is planned for next spring at the site of a biorefinery plant in Spiritwood, North Dakota. This plant will produce about 16 million gallons of cellulosic ethanol per year, using about 280,000 tons of wheat straw. The pellets that will be produced at the plant have buyers in Europe and California. It's going to be called the New Energy Spirit Biomass Refinery.
The Standing Rock Sioux Tribal Council has voted to give its support to other tribes who oppose pipeline projects, including the Enbridge Line 3 project in Minnesota, the Keystone XL pipeline in Montana and South Dakota, and another project in Louisiana. The resolutions are a payback of sorts for other tribes' support of Standing Rock when they oppose the Dakota Access Pipeline.
Last night was no ordinary honorary degree ceremony. During his 57 years on Earth, Prince Rogers Nelson was many things, but above all else, he was music, and he was Minnesota. To celebrate his contribution to the international music scene and to the state, the University of Minnesota honored him with a Doctor of Humane Letters, the highest honor that the school gives out. Prince's sister was there to accept the degree on his behalf. That degree is almost always given to someone who's alive, but in this case, the Regents decided to make an exception. Later on Valley News Live at 6, what's going on tonight to help out a local sheriff's deputy who is battling a serious health issue.
And an update on our drought conditions across the Northern Valley. Actually, you in the New Rockford area have been placed under extreme drought. We do have some mighty cold air heading our way. We'll have details on hard freezes both Friday and Saturday night. A few flakes are possible as well for some. Details next.